Hello, my name is Christina Johnson, and today I'm going to be talking to you about virtual and augmented reality in the classroom. The primary focus of the presentation is virtual reality, but because the technologies are so similar, I will also be addressing augmented reality briefly. So what makes augmented and virtual reality similar is that similar types of technology are used. So a lot of the times you are using the same types of devices to see either a reality that is slightly adjusted or your complete virtual reality experience. More often than not, these types of devices are used for entertainment. You see them a lot more in video games than you see them anywhere else, but they have a lot of potential in a number of different fields, the classroom, with arts, pedagogies, but especially in the fields of science and technology. What makes them different is that with augmented reality, you are interacting with your current reality. So if you're in a classroom, you can still see all the people, all the desks, everyone that is inside the classroom is still present, but something that enhances it is also there. So whether it be a volcano, which we'll see in the video, or some kind of tornado, something you can walk around and explore within your current reality. Another difference between augmented and virtual reality is that with augmented reality, you are able to use it on many more types of devices. So your laptop can be used, a tablet can be used, any kind of phone can be used. You have a lot more variety in how it can be used, either in the classroom or for whatever purpose you're looking for. Here's an example of an augmented reality experience.
All right, who wants to see a volcano? 3, 2, 1. Look at that lava, look at that smoke coming out of that.
Pretend you're an airplane and fly over the tornado.
That's the top of it. What do you see?
It's either asteroid, meteorite.
We're learning about DNA and genes, things that we can't see. And so the most exciting thing for me with the AR technology was that I could see kids get an aha moment that I couldn't get by just telling them about it.
So as you can see, these students are interacting with their own classrooms. They can still see their classmates and their desks, but they are able to also see like volcanoes or the DNA or whatever was floating through the air. And they're able to manipulate the devices they're using, in this case phones, to see around the object. With virtual reality, it's completely different in that it creates its own reality. So if you're in a classroom, you are transported over to whether it be a historical site or some kind of other country under the sea and space. You are in a completely different location, exploring a completely different reality from your own. Additionally, you can't use it with all kinds of devices. They are typically a head-mounted device, as you can see in this picture. There are varieties that you can insert phones and kind of use them in a similar manner, but generally they're manipulated by a controller, whether that controller be the teacher, controlled by the teacher, or if it's a personal controller, which is used more often for video games. There are a number of different virtual reality technologies that are available. Many of them are quite expensive. An example of this is the Oculus Rift. So that's $900 to $1,000, which does not include any of the software that you need to back it. A lot of the less modern softwares will not interact with the devices properly, which causes dizziness. So it's really important for the technologies that you have the corresponding software. There is also a popular one that's the Class VR. It is designed for classroom use. So they have standalone headsets like this one in the picture, and they also have a class management system. So the teacher can control where the students are visiting in their virtual realities. A more economical variety is Google Cardboard. So that looks like this. It is just cardboard. You can insert your screen of either an Android or iPhone into here. As long as you have the Google Expeditions app, it works in a similar way. You do have to hold the Google Cardboard. What would make this a pricey option is that everyone who is using it would have to also have some kind of phone or tablet to view the virtual reality with. Here is an example of Google Expeditions. I downloaded the app so I could show you how it works without the cardboard headset, but here's the app that would correspond with Google Cardboard. So in order to use Google Cardboard, the idea is you would stick your phone into the cardboard slot and then download this app, Google Expeditions. And with the app, you could do virtual explorations of different stuff. So here is the introductory video. If you look while I move the iPad up and down, it changes directions. I can go left and right and see different views of this particular location that they're showing. So it's like you're virtually in a different location without having to leave the comfort of your classroom. So it's a really cool little device. There's a ton of applications for it. I found this on the Teach Thought website. But you can travel and explore places all over the world without, like I said, having to use the classroom. Different careers. So they have virtual realities where you can like pretend you're a doctor or be in the surgery room or whatever else to kind of explore those careers. You can time travel in a sense because you can visit historical sites that otherwise you would just have to be told about or watch a video, but you could actually fake visit them, which is really awesome. But then students can also create their own virtual reality content. That couldn't be done necessarily on Google Expedition, so some of the more advanced virtual reality devices, that is an option that is amazing. The exploration level is insane, and because of the virtual, like the visualization proponent of it, students are a lot more engaged and interactive with the content. So virtual field trips is the huge one. You can also the create content. Special education, because it is different from the general classroom setting, a lot of students who are in special education programs and classes can interact with the content in a much more meaningful way, making it very beneficial for them. And then all kinds of various pedagogies. And it really helps students be more analytical. Studies have been done that prove that they're asking deeper questions, they're participating more, they are really engaged a lot more with the content, making them better learners overall. And because, like I said, the visualization, it increases the depth of learning. But then English learners who typically would not be able to interact with content in a meaningful way are able to do that because there's not that quality of vocalization. You can be immersed in an experience of a historical site or a different location completely visually. So they can still see what their classroom is seeing, which will advance their learning as well. Some of the downfalls of virtual reality is that it's expensive. That's the big one. You saw those devices that were $900 without modernizing software. And like I said, even with Google Cardboard, which is $15 online, you would still need to have access to phones or other tablets in order to use it effectively. The other concern is that it's a novelty item. So a lot of teachers or people would maybe not use it for as purposefully as they would use other content because it's just new and it's fun. Also, some medical needs. There have been concerns for a long time about all the screen use and how it's affecting our vision, but also some students, because they're immersed in this experience, will be dizzy. And then the final concern that I read about was that the human connection's reduced. So if you're completely in your own world, your visual world, even if your classmates are seeing the same things, unless you have that component of discussion and really try to purposefully integrate the virtual reality, you're definitely going to see a loss of human connection and human interaction, which is the concern with technology overall. But as long as you're using it meaningfully in the classroom, there's no reason virtual reality can't be a super amazing experience for your students. And most of the technology is new. If you look at my reference page, a lot of them are from 2015, 2016, because it is such a new technology. But as it continues to grow, the use is becoming more and more widespread. So overall, I would definitely recommend using virtual reality in the classroom if it's an option for your school or district, as long as you are taking the time to integrate it meaningfully.